festival goers and all others who have arrived on this site. We have arrived at the place where the 1974 Windsor Free Festival took place. This was the third festival and the last because the Thames Valley Police broke it up. This film assists in celebrating the 40th anniversary of the third Windsor Festival Free. We're approaching the actual festival site now. It is all on the part of the field in Windsor Great Park closest to the town. As a result, the noise from the loudspeakers disturbed the respectable citizens of Windsor, and they insisted on calling the police, who, after issuing a warning to the festival organizers, arrived one morning and broke it up with great violence. Now, this is the field. It's quite large. When I arrived on the site, there were a large number of people flying, I think it was radio-controlled model aircraft. When the festival got underway, these flyers disappeared and the hippies took over. Now here we are on the site. It's more or less as it was when we first arrived. Ubi turned up by bicycle from Virginia Water Station, and he inspected the site. It was quite late in the evening and he deemed it was okay. Now I'm just coming back to you in a little while. Then and now there were oak trees that were planted, I think, round about the time of the Napoleonic Wars, and this tree and the others like it, I'm fairly sure, were witnesses to all three Windsor Free Festivals. Something seems to have happened to these trees. Perhaps they died in grief at the end of the festivals or something else. I do believe there were no dead trees on the site in 1974. This young oak tree, I'm fairly sure, was not around during the Windsor Free Festivals. Somebody has planted it since, probably the Windsor Great Park authorities. This notice was not there at the time. Clearly it's become some kind of model aircraft mecca since then, although they were flying model aircraft then. Ubi fixed his caravan round about here, right under this oak tree that I think is about the same age as the other major oak trees round here, planted probably early 19th century. If anything, it's probably got a little larger in the trunk than then, but it was large even then. So the caravan was probably around here. Ubi lived in the caravan with his girlfriend Anne, and from here he got news of what was going on in the festival, and most of the news was not good news. It was here in this right over here. This car park wasn't there then. That he heard that the Windsor police, the Thames Valley Police, were not happy with the festival and had given a warning. I repeated the warning. It was not heeded. You can't really blame blame either the police service or the court system for taking action. There had been, I understand, questions by MPs about this festival, which was illegal. It was here under this oak tree that Ubi started making demands for money from the traders. He wanted to charge them to enter the festival ground, presumably to finance the next festival, or possibly to finance himself. But then, you see, I pointed out to him that it's supposed to be a free festival, so the question of money shouldn't arise. He did not heed this, and he started asking people to accost vehicles coming out of here, this bit here, and want some kind of a tithe of what he called their profits. Exactly how one calculates their profits through the window of a van, I'm not too sure. In the 40 years since the festival, I think this tree has seen bad days. It seems to be developing a hole that wasn't there earlier. At the time of the festivals, there was no small aerodrome or micro airport. This is clearly something that's happened since then. The Windsor Great Park Flying Association. Model flying can be dangerous. Spectators, please keep clear. Model flying only in this area. Permit holders only. And here we are. I'm going to not tread on the grass, but it's clearly well looked after. You can see the demarcation of the flying strip. The actual active part of the festival was all on the right of what you're seeing now. There wasn't much going on over there. There's a little festival activity, not much. Most of the bands and so on were where the camera is pointing now, but they didn't go right to the end of the field. Where we are is on the edge of where most of the action took place. We had Hare Krishna bands such as Hawkwind. There were hippie tents all over here. Another warning about the flying strip. Then and there was a great deal of aircraft, big ones, flying over the festival. The festival didn't go all the way back to the right, you know, the further end of the field here in this direction either. So where we are now is more or less the center of the festival. Now around about here, right where I'm pointing now, there was a tent where some people who were very interested in what Ubi was trying to do pitched their large tent. We discussed the situation vis-a-vis the police and the local people of the town, and I explained to them that Ubi had heard from me that there had been an ultimatum from the police that they were going to break the festival up unless the noise abated. He did not take any notice. I asked the musicians, and they were all of them stubborn, and they wanted to push the envelope, as the Americans say, and I felt I wasn't going to get anywhere. I left by bicycle, cycled all the way down to Windsor railway station and thence home. I was living in Onslow Gardens, South Kensington then, and my parents were surprised that I'd come back so early. It was very soon afterwards that I heard through the media that the festival had been broken up. The police had turned up in force and started dismantling the stages, and arresting the people who refused to go. Ubi and the people who were advising him had advised the festival goers to place the police under citizens' arrest. This did not go down well with the police, and it's a misuse of the law. So there were many criminal convictions arising from this. Now Ubi was charged and convicted and sentenced to prison on the charge of conspiring to create a disturbance of the peace. Now, as far as I know, aircraft noise. The festival took place against a background of aircraft noise about that loud. As far as I know, this particular criminal offence, conspiracy to create a disturbance of the peace, had never been used in any British court of law. I think they, at least partially, created it out of thin air to nab Ubi. He had previously been, I understand, imprisoned and deported from Australia for selling drugs. I think it was LSD. So this would be his second term of imprisonment. There might have been another term of imprisonment as well. I'd like to sympathize with him, but he was stubborn, and to the end he was violent and was attacking people physically who wished him well and wanted to help him. Now, all this happened in 1974 when I was there. I returned soon after I left university, and the first thing I saw on this field, marking the field, was people must not go on the field because people had left broken glass on the grass. These people are supposed to be hippies, and they, more than others, should be aware of ecology and being considerate towards others and not vindictive. But the way they use the site detracts from much sympathy for them. Also, I'm sorry to bring this up in an internet YouTube video, people had to go to the toilet during the time of the festival. No facilities at all were made for toilet use, and people used to go to the toilet round about where I'm pointing, on the other side of the King's Road. I think that tree was under there was on the other side of the road was the principal toilet area, which is not a good idea. So there we are. This is the 40th anniversary of the third and last Windsor Free Festival.